Hey everyone, it's Catherine. I'm going to share this interactive wheel card kit that I picked up from Diamond Press from HSN. It's an auto ship program, and this is the first one I got. It's got this cute typewriter and a camera, and I'm going to show you how this comes together. You also receive a stamp set that has all of these little sayings. You can see them. Thank you, love you, but they're also in other languages. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a card with this kit. It really only takes a few minutes. So you get this main die that cuts the front panel. And again, there are lots of colored instructions. They show you exactly how to do it. If you're going to use the typewriter, you put the tab piece on the top. If you're going to use the camera, you put it on the bottom. So I'm going to use the camera on these two cards. So I've got it at the bottom, and you'll see it cuts out that notch for your wheel, and then there's also that square that it leaves for your sentiments. So I've cut my strip that has the tab kind of piece to it. You put this on the back of your card, and then we're going to glue, after we glue that down, we're going to put the wheel on top of it, the interactive wheel. And it really is super easy. I know this video is about 12 minutes or so, but it does not take that long. All you need to do is cut a few pieces and you have it covered. So I'm gluing down this strip on the back, and you can see I've got these little tabs, these 3 tabs that I'm going to pull up. Just be careful not to glue them down. You'll put glue around them, and then that will let you put the wheel on the back. So it also comes, this kit also comes with these little plastic guides, and there's several of them. I think there were 3 in the package. One you're going to place for the bottom window. It's going to show you where to stamp. And then there's also the top window. So the same way that you have that panel that you add the piece either at the top or the bottom depends on what you are stamping. So I'm using the camera on this one, so I'm working on my placement. I'm using my stamp positioner just for ease. I'm going to kind of lay these out, and then I'm going to use that to quickly stamp my sentiments, and it worked out pretty well. So you could do this on several different ones. I missed one. I think I put it upside down there, and then I forgot to stamp it. So always little mistakes here and there, but something you can easily fix with a stamp positioner because you can go back to the exact same spot. I love it. And then you've got to do the edges where it will tell whoever receives your card to turn it. I'm using an arrow on this one. I know that there's also the word turn in this kit, so I'm just going around on these little scalloped kind of edges and adding, and you have perfect placement with these little guides, the little kind of green guide that they include. So I'm just going to pop that off, and now I can add this to the back of my card. Again, you've got these 3 tabs. I'm just kind of making sure I did it right. All looks good. So I'm going to feed those 3 tabs through and then open that up. And just like that, I have an interactive card with a little bit of stamping and a little bit of die cutting with these dies that are included in the kit. I went ahead and stamped and colored my card camera for my card with my tri-blend markers. And you'll see once you run it through your machine what happens. It's super cute. So I'm going to run this through my Diamond Press machine, and you will see that it cuts out that little square at the bottom, your photo basically. It's so clever. And so I'm going to layer this on top of the card, and so it will show as the person spins, they will be able to see these cute little sentiments in their photos, so to speak. So I'm going to stamp a little message to say I used a small banner from, I think it was My Favorite Things, a little banner set that works for sentiments. Fit this one perfectly. So I have cut that out of cantaloupe, and I've stamped and die cut some of my little pictures. I'm adding a little bit of C2 marker. You could use any gray, just to add a little bit of shading and a little bit of interest. It won't make a huge difference, but up close you can see it. Just adds a little bit of depth and interest to your photograph. So I'm going to choose to stamp this one with my black ink, and it says "I mean it," which is super cute, with an exclamation point too. So I'm going to put that sentiment into this picture, and then I am going to use my cantaloupe ink and add some hearts to my other picture. I'm going to use 5. So I'm just doing a real basic stamping. If you wanted to, you could color them in, but I just decided to pull in that same cantaloupe color that was in the camera, as well as there's the green from the background. So now I'm going to add foam tape to the back, making sure that I don't glue down any part of the wheel so it will move freely. I'm going to pop that up, and just like that, I've got this super cute interactive card. I'm going to continue adding some more pieces with my camera. I'm going to pop that up with foam. You don't have to on the front. You could leave it flat for mailing, but I'm going to pop mine up for a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to add my sentiment on the top of this. You could stamp it directly, but since I have a pattern cardstock, it wouldn't show up as well. So that's why I'm using a little kind of banner piece. And then I'm going to pop up with a little bit more foam the 2 photographs that look kind of like they're coming out of the camera. Just super, super cute, these instant cameras. My kids have a couple of them, and they always enjoy when the photo just pops out. So that's it on that card. It was really quick and easy, and just a little bit of coloring. Lots of fun to be had with that. I'm going to continue on with the second card, and same process again. I'm going to glue my kind of guide down on the back of my patterned paper, and again taking care not to glue down the 3 tabs, because those are what are going to make your wheel spin. So I'm just going to use my die pick to pop those up and get them ready for the next part. And that is what is going to hold my wheel. So now I'm going to do the same kind of stamping. I've changed the sentiments a little bit, and then I'm going to add the word "turn" on the edge. That way whoever receives it will know that it's an interactive card. And there's also that arrow too, so you can customize it any way you want. So I'm going to add my circle on again. You lift those 3 tabs up and feed it through, and it really is that simple. You have a quick card just like that. I'm going to go back and add some more foam tape, taking care not to cover up the spin, the mechanism. We want to leave that free to turn, and I'm going to pop that up and finish adding that to the front of the card. I'm going to layer it onto 2 pieces. I'm going to layer it onto a piece of blueberry that ties in nicely with that kind of dark front and pulls out a little bit of that blue. And then I'm going to layer this onto a little bit lighter blue card base. I think this is pool cardstock from Stamps of Life that I had in my stash. I've got my camera that I already cut, die cut and colored, and I went with a red theme with it to tie in that red and blue in the background. And then I'm using my kit from Diamond Press that has some stars in it, and I'm going to add a few of those. I wanted to keep with my theme of that star background paper that I also found in my stash. I'm really trying hard this year in 2021 to use up a lot of my cute stuff that I have in my craft stash and push myself a little bit creatively to pull some of those things out and use them. And I always love stars. You never can go wrong with stars. So this paper was absolutely something I was going to use at some point. So I've got some red cardstock that cuts out these really cute stars. There are layers to it. I'm just going to use the larger one on one of my photos. And then I'm going to layer some of these smaller ones. And it'll take me a second to get all of these into place. Some of them are very tiny. And I forgot my little pick thing that holds sticky stuff. So I had to kind of fumble through it with my hands. And then again, I'm going to go back with C2, my Copic marker, and add a little bit of shading on there. It's very subtle, but just for a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to finish this off by adding a couple of those loose stars that were the outlines to tie it together onto the center camera. I thought that would bring that all together nicely. And that's it on this one. It's very quick and easy. Pattern paper makes it super, super quick. A little stamping, a little die cutting, and you have two very cute cards that you can customize anything you want. You could use any of the small stamps you may have in your stash. This is the typewriter that I made. I had a video that I'll link to. And if you like what you see, be sure and subscribe, like it, and share it. I'm going to be sharing more of these in the future. Thanks so much.